It is time for Your Money, and joining us today is Micah Timpton with Evans Financial Group. And today we're talking about something pretty interesting about the silent retirement killer. What is that?
That's pretty catchy headline there. But what we're talking about is fees and retirement plans, and a lot of people are aware of compounding in retirement accounts. Just how your interest then in turn begins to earn interest and accelerates that growth. But a lot of people don't realize that fees compound as well, but in the opposite direction. Kind of like if you're going on a road trip and you've got a leak in the gas tank, you can still drive, but you're not going to get as far. So, yeah.
And I bet, for people that are planning for retirement, it's one thing to know this, but, where do these fees kind of sneak up on you and hide?
Yeah, obviously the most common one is having an advising fee, which it detracts from that growth. Also in things like insurance products, sometimes there's riders that have fees, there's other costs in insurance policies. Even 401k plans, they can have administrative fees that are sometimes tucked away in the fine print there.
Yeah.
And then things like mutual funds and ETFs, the things we're investing our money in, they can have their own fees that are basically the cost to keep those funds going. And those types of fees can add up in your investment account, so you want to make sure that what you're paying is worth paying that fee. It's got enough value to merit that.
Yeah, right. And so knowing that these can sneak up on you, what does that look like kind of in real numbers,
Yeah, when most people are familiar with investments, 401ks, IRAs, when you're paying, just say a 1% fee over the course of 20 to 30 years, that can really add up to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
And if you're investing a large amount of money, it can be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it can really add up. Like I said, it can compound, but with the opposite effect there.
Absolutely, yeah. And you think 1%, like that's not a lot, but over time, like you said, it can kind of do the opposite of what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, I feel like, jargon around this, and so that's why we have people like you to help. So, is that something where you would encourage enlisting a financial advisor to help sift through all of that?
Yeah, just to make sure that the fees you're paying are worth the benefits you're getting. Oftentimes advisors can provide guidance that increase your returns, and if that's a net benefit, even while paying a fee, then that's a great thing to do. So you're paying for that expertise. With insurance, sometimes you're paying for those guarantees or that safety net. So fees can be valuable. You just want to make sure that they're valuable enough to merit paying them.
Right. So so that's why we have people like you and Colin with Evans Financial to help us with all of these things that you don't really think about, like the retirement killer. So so if people are wanting to find out more information, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can find us online, www.evansfinancial.com, or shoot us an email, info@evansfinancial.com.
All right, sounds great. Well, let's get a check of the weather, right?
All right, there you go.
Hey, Patrick.